G'day fellas, got another unboxing in my stash series. Okay, so what do we have here? We got a Hobby Boss Israeli Merkava ARV. Okay, it's a 1/35 scale, typical Hobby Boss style box, nice and thick and sturdy as you can see, and just a really nice picture here of the vehicle. Okay, started getting a lot of these vehicles, especially the armoured recovery vehicles, ever since I built the Berg Panther. That was a lot of fun to build. Just a big change from building vehicles with like turreted vehicles. So I thought this would be pretty cool, since I love the Merkava Israeli tank. Okay, so nothing to show on the sides. Okay, and in Chinese we do have a description here. I think that's what it says, but it does say there is a piece of photo etch in here. Not a big sheet by the looks of things, but enough just to make the details a little bit nicer on the finished model. Okay, and then we got just a silhouette, or a very basic color drawing of the vehicle or the kit. And on the top we have, so whatever that says there in Chinese, we've got it written here in English. Okay, so if you want to have a quick read of that, or hit the pause button and have a read, you're more than welcome to. Okay, so, and just some safety precautions on the side in multi-language. This product is suitable for ages over 14. Okay, so this product is not a toy, but some people tend to think it they're toys, but no. Okay, so we're gonna have to open the box. There's nothing on the bottom. Okay, so cracking this open, we have typical, once again, typical Mr. Hobby / Trumpeter style. They do put extra bits of carbon here just to separate the kit, to make things all nice. And then we have the instruction book. We do have a paint and marking sheet. Okay, and we do have some advertisement from Mr. Hobby News, not Mr. Hobby, some Hobby Boss news. Okay, what's coming out, and just some CAD drawings of the vehicle and what's to be expected in the detail. Okay, so we do have PE parts included along with individual track links. Yes, that's a big thumbs up for me. Alright, so, and then we do have Mr. Hobby Vallejo Model Master Tamir Humbrol, Mr. Hobby Vallejo Model Master Tamir Humbrol. So there must be some different variants. Okay, so there's two, but we'll have a look at that when we get to the kit. Okay, A, B, C, D. It's just, okay, so they've just split it up, so it's just 6 colors wanted in this kit, in this build. Alright, so going to the instructions, black and white booklet style. Okay, so this method is apply the decals. There is some little basic instructions how to cut and apply the decals. We do have an icon guide here, okay, just to show you what to expect throughout the instruction book, and please read before operation. Okay, so alright, so step 1, or page 1, we do have a sprue map and unused parts. Okay, so there's some parts there. We do have some copper wire, some polycap, some PE, 4 sprues. We got tracks, we got what's that, idler wheels, a lot of spelling mistakes in here too, guys. And then just the sprues that you're going to get in this kit. Okay, so we've got a lower hole assembly. If you're familiar with building the Merkava, this is going to be fairly similar on the bottom, as in suspension and layout of the wheels go. So it's going to be pretty easy for the guys who build a lot of these types of vehicles, but there are quite a fair few parts still to get through to step 1. Step 2, we just got more of the lower more suspension running gear, and then we've got all the drive sprockets, and then there are polycaps, and then just take note that it's saying do not glue in some of these parts, just so the wheels are workable. Okay, and then we got the track assembly. Okay, so it looks like we've got model casting style tracks. So yeah, fiddly, but well worth the effort. I'm one of those sick people that love building tracks, unfortunately. So now we got that, and then we do have the rear crew hatch on the back. So they're not familiar on the Merkavas. They do double up as troop transporters. Like you can, yeah. So it's pretty cool. That's what I like. That's what I like about the Merkava. It's not just a main battle tank. They do have room in there to carry extra troops into battle, and then unload them from the rear, and then the tank can continue doing what it's meant to do, which is destroy other vehicles quite effectively. So got all the road wheels. Once they're on, they're telling you lay the tracks on. Okay, so but I generally put tracks on last. Okay, so that'll be, I'll sort of skip this step and then wait till later on. Okay, so we got all the hatch details, and there is no turret on here, so we just have some commander hatches and stuff here. And here as well we do have fenders, PE, a lot of it's PE, a lot of bending, so I am going to need to use a PE bender of some sort, or if you don't have that, just use some Tamiya PE pliers. Okay, and then we've got all the weapons, machine guns and things like that to go on top. Looks like we got here boxes of some sort. I'm not too sure what kind of boxes they are. I'd have to go through my my reference books to actually know what those things are on the bottom. And we do have the exhaust vents on the side. They're usually PE, which they are. Okay, so then just here they're telling you to mount the two halves together. Okay, and then just add some more boxes here on the back. Okay, there's quite a... Okay, so side fenders are going on, side skirts. Okay, this is the crane. Okay, so a lot of this is no cement because it looks like, by the looks of it, it is workable. It's a fold-up crane, or a jib arm, or a boom, whatever you want to call it. And there is a 1:1 scale. Just take note here on page 12 in step 14. There is a 1:1 scale of a measurement to measure out the copper wire. Okay, so it does say 50 mils. And just some more details that go on the arm here, and as well as a cage in step 16. And then throwing all these side details on the other side with a cable. Okay, so cable looks like a stowage basket or deck basket, what do you want to call it. Okay, and then step 18 is showing you the completed model. Okay, so it's not a high step count in the instruction book, but each step does, if I quickly flick back through the instructions, there are quite a few steps, or steps per step, okay, as per se. And then on step 19, okay, that's pretty much showing you the crane or the jib arm up and extended. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Alright, let's look at what's in the kit. Okay, not too many sprues in this one, guys. So we've got sprue F. Okay, there's a jib arm. Okay, details are actually quite nice. Do have a plastic cable on the side here. Okay, and it's already pre-shaped, so you don't have to worry about trying to bend it into shape. Just take a lot of care when cutting this out, because it is quite thin. Okay, as you can see here, if the camera wants to focus, you can see that it's actually quite thin. What else do we have? And then just some nice grill details here. Like it's just recessed detail work, but in saying that, it's still fairly nice. Can't really bag the detail and the parts themselves. And there's no flash as well. Ejector pin marks are very shallow on the rear of the parts, so okay, not much cleanup is going to be needed when it comes to ejector pin mark wise. And then we have the drive sprockets. Okay, so drive sprockets are detailed on both sides, guys, so that's a nice thing from there. We do have texture textured details on the hatch. The jerry cans you can see here are really nice, like just the details are really sharp and crisp. They're not, yeah, that's, I'm pretty happy. And then once again, more textured surface detail on some of these parts here as well. And these are mirrored sprues, guys. This is sprue C, so you get 2 of those in the kit. Okay, and then we jump to sprue D, which is all your side skirts. Very nice detail, rivet detail, panel line details are really nice and sharp. But then we've got the deck basket here, stowage rack, which is really nice. But then be careful where to cut these out, because if you're not careful you'll cut these too short or break them even. So just make sure you sort of got a good idea before you start cutting and where to cut. Alright, so just some, yeah, this is going to be really nice, I reckon, once this is put together. So that's that sprue. Sprue E. Okay, so we've got where the drive sprocket, the main gear for the front. That might be it there. Okay, but anyway, we do have just these tiny little, some small detail parts here. There's a bit of a waste of space. They could have shoved something in there. Yeah, you can see there's really nothing there except those parts, so they could have utilised that space a bit more. But once again, ejector pin marks are very minor, just on the rear here. You just see here, just sand those back. They're not, they're not flashy, so yeah, it's pretty good in that sense. Okay, so there's really not much to show you on that sprue besides, you know, the parts are nice and crisp and clean. And then getting down to the smaller sprues, these are duplicated. So this is sprue B2. We've got the suspension springs. We do have, okay, these are, looks like these are the brackets that hold on the side skirts. Okay, and then we have all these, the main small wheels to suspend the track on here as well. Okay, so just more side detail for the wheels and suspension. Okay, we've got all the swing arms here. Swing arms are hollow on the inside. Okay, so I guess you're not really going to see them. Sprue H. Do have some beautiful weaponry on here. Just very crisp, I think, for plastic. If I can get this to focus. Okay, so there's the focus. You can see there, they're really nice. Okay, and then same with this one here. Being duplicated sprue, so you do get 2 of each. So if you don't end up using these, you're going to have spare ones for your bits box. Okay, and then we've also got some machine gun belts, which is going to be a real pain in the butt to remove. Okay, so they do run along a piece of plastic along here. So that is that. Okay, and then we got another bag. I think this must be for the other side of what I've just shown you just before, of these suspension springs and side skirt mounts and all that. So you can see there's pretty much 4 sprues there, but these are all B2, so they're all exactly the same. So you do get 4 sprues of this in the kit, 4 B2s. Okay, so we have some road wheels. Okay, in here in 4 sprues, and there's no rear details, just external details. But once they go together, you're not going to see them. So more or less, details are pretty plain on the inside, but the Merkava wheels aren't that detailed any on the interior. Okay, so we've got the sand drain holes also included in here, which is a nice touch. I'd like to add like little details like that to the wheels. Here are the tracks. Okay, so we've got a big bag of tracks like that, and so we've got track pins in here, and the tracks themselves are track links, and as you can see, there's like at least 4 clip points to each link, and there's going to be a fair bit of cleanup. So what I'm going to have to do one day is just sit there, clip and clean and put in a big pile and put it back in a bag, so when it does come time to assemble these tracks, they're ready to go. So that's that there. The lower hole, okay, pretty nice, very basic, but you know, we're going to have to put on all the details that I showed you, the previous sprues, to make up the detail. We do have some white poly caps, and we do have some idler wheels included set in a separate bag, which is nice. And but I don't know if you can see, I can get these wheels. But you can see on the wheels all the holes on the side. I don't know if you can pick that up. Like, I'm not going to open these bags, so I don't want to lose any of these parts or anything like that, or scratch the parts up. But the detail is actually quite nice. And then obviously you'll get to see more of this kit when I do come time to build this in the future. Okay, and then all the slots in here for the exhaust vents are like they're described in the plastic, so you know where you're going to put the PE. So they've taken the guesswork out there for you. And you just run a bit of thin super glue in there, and that'll just, yeah, it'll be quite good to deal with. And the upper deck itself, now this part I'm very impressed with. You can see it, the camera picks it up. Just all the textured non-slip surface is on this included, and there are smooth details as well, so the whole thing it's non-slip, it's just really nice. Okay, but yeah, this is going to be a really nice model when it's completed. So there's that. We also have one sheet of PE, and the copper wire is on the back here, taped in. I think it's taped in place, or it's just free floating, not too sure, but the PE is there. There's normally a year date on this, but no, not this time. But yeah, you see, just actually quite a fair few PE parts to remove from this fret, so the detail on, or PE wise, is actually quite a fair bit to put on. And finally, clear parts in a individually bagged, so that's also a nice touch. Big thumbs up there. Yeah, clear parts, really not much to show, except they're pretty clear. Okay, there's no sort of blurriness when you sort of shine it through and look at the lines underneath on the cutting mat. So I like that. Pretty decent clear parts there, guys. So that's the box empty, nothing else to show you. Done. So thanks for watching once again. If you're not subbed to this channel, hit the subscribe button down below, and if you like or dislike this video, give it a thumbs up, helps me out. And as always, happy modeling, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya. Bye.